What up everyone, welcome to Nifty Arts. In this video, I am going to be explaining tips that are needed in order to create good character designs. So if you're interested in all that, keep on tuning in. Please do me a favor by subscribing, liking and sharing so that someone out there who needs this very video gets to come across it. Let's get started, guys. So whenever I design my own characters, I always go through 3 phases, namely ideation, reflection, and finalization. People actually make it seem like character designing is actually something that's very complex, and in fact, it is actually not. I have been designing characters ever since I was 10, and that being a fact just shows that character design is actually something anyone who is a serious artist can pull off. And behind all that, the first phase comes in place. I remember when I was around 10, I would design characters with one of my friends, would basically have a vivid idea of that character, would think of a concept, and then that would be in our mind vividly. And that's the only idea we would have of that specific character. And for all character designers of all sorts, that's how character design begins. You basically have the vivid idea of your own character, whether it's you first decide on the gender that they are, whether they're male or female, the age, ethnicity, things like that. These are the aspects of character design that would occur during the ideation phase. You don't really have the full picture of your character. You only have a certain idea of who your character would be once you actually finalize them. That's the first phase of character designing. Ideation, you start off with a vivid idea of what your character actually is, and you work on it from that. Just like building a house. You can't build a house without a foundation. You need a foundation. Ideation phase of character designing is basically the foundation of the whole designing process of creating good characters. Not just random characters that are actually very sensational. Anyways, I feel like I'm saying sensational a lot. I think I should switch up to another word to look more professional. From the first phase, we're jumping on to the second one, which is reflection. Reflection basically refers to how you place your individual character in the reality of all characters that were designed throughout history. That's what I basically do. After having an idea of what my character looks like and how they behave and how they interact with other fictional characters, I place them in the whole reality of past characters that have been created before. And I try, and this is very important, guys, this is very, very crucial to creating good characters, I try my very, very best to be original. I try to avoid cliches. I try to look at aspects that might mimic a certain character. Let's say you design a character that looks a lot like Superman. You have to try your best to avoid making that character look a lot like Superman. Instead of giving him a cape that is red, change things and make that cape torn or something. Create a torn cape that is black in color, instead of creating an outfit that is very similar to Superman that is actually tight, showcasing all his muscular features. You could create an outfit that is baggy but still somehow holds on to the character. These are the traits of creating characters that are actually very good. You're not trying, although you can be inspired by certain characters, you're not trying to replicate them, because in you replicating them, it somehow underestimates your ability of being creative. Trying to deviate from something that has been created before actually allows your designs to be more dynamic and more original. Let's finalize this whole video by going to the final phase of character designing, which is actually, as you guessed it, finalization. So basically this phase is the phase during which you actually start putting your pen on paper. You draw out ideas of your character. The way I do it, I like to create facial expressions that are related to my character so that I can actually have an idea of how my character reacts in certain situations. I play around with poses, certain angles of the character to basically know them better. This is actually the phase whereby you get to become more familiar with your own character design. Iconic characters like Batman, Iron Man, characters from the Marvel, characters from Marvel Comics and those from DC Comics, they were drawn many times, especially those in the eastern part of the world, like Goku. Goku was drawn a lot to the point that even the author Akira Toriyama, he knew what he actually looked like. He didn't even have to refer to the first sketches. And keep in mind that your first sketch of your character will not always remain the same as you get to draw them more and more, because as you draw a character more times, you might want to change some things that were there initially in your first design. So this is part of the character design process. You'll end up designing a character that is actually different from what you initially designed. They will have core or main aspects of their whole character design, but there'll be some things that you've changed in order to make them satisfy you more out of the whole character design. I'm being extremely honest right now, guys. Recording audios when there's no one around to hear them is extremely weird. I'm being honest here. I wouldn't recommend it. It's like you're talking to yourself. Like, I mean, how weird can times get? But anyways, guys, I'll keep on creating this video so that you can learn new things every day. Like we all live to learn day by day, and that's how we grow as people, through absorbing new information. And a bonus tip that I'd want to give you is that when designing your own character, be original with that character. Don't try to create a character that doesn't reflect who you are. When you look at the character Shakes from Super Strikers, that character was actually inspired by a South African, if I'm not wrong, by a South African citizen, I just forgot his name, who used to live in Soweto. When you look at the design of Shakes and all the Super Strikers characters, they are completely local. If you're a South African, you'd expect people to act that way, similar to that, just that some characteristics have been compromised due to social reasons. But yeah, basically, Shakes is the local South African guy that would meet on a regular day, and that's what makes him unique. If you're creating a character when you originate from Japan, don't try to have all your characters mimic another part of the world. Be true to yourself. That's what actually will allow us as artists to have a diverse creation of characters, instead of characters being all the same, talking alike, looking alike. If we stay true to who we are, and if we stay true to what we want our characters to represent, which is our true selves, our whole arsenal of character designs will be more unique. It's guaranteed that it will be more unique. instead of creating characters that are like robots, talk the same, speak the same, move the same, interact the same. It's actually boring that way. It's annoyingly boring. It lacks creativity as an artist. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Subscribe, like, share. That would really help me a lot so that I can keep on creating these videos. Peace.